Sorry about the wind. Quick update on the wall. The wall is now getting green. Evergreen fog, apparently, that's the name. It's a really nice grey-green. It's green, blatantly. But in certain lights it sort of goes like a nice grey. It's very nice. So, yeah, get out that wind. We can get away from the wind today. It's gorgeous. But anyway, it doesn't do the camera any justice. So yeah, as you can see, we're just marking up the top and bottom, get it rolled in the middle. 2 coats onto here, 2 coats onto here, 2 coats onto here. And then we can start looking at getting the AstroTurf down. But we want to actually do these, make these good. They're all manky. We want it to look like this. So Sherman has actually smoothed this one in with a nice mortar and then stained it. So it looks a lot nicer, obviously. So we need to do that with all those down there as well, even though they're all a little bit pissed and out of shape and none of them straight as always. But anyway, they'll look pleasantly pissed and pleasantly out of shape. But anyway, we'll get that done definitely. So wall first, manhole second. AstroTurf number 3. And we've also got the pull men connecting up the actual pump. So let's go and have a quick look at what they're up to. Okay, so we're rigged up live. So we have a Remora inverter. It's like freezing cold air. It's obviously pulling the, well, it's heating the water. So it's obviously pulling the cold off of the water itself and heating it as it's going through. So it's currently at 29 degrees, as you can see here. It's currently at 29.1. I've set it at 30. You can also use it to cool the pool as well. So it's a heater and a cooler. The wireless element is actually on the machine itself. Lots of cables which I need to try and find a place for. But this little router is up on the patio, so I just need to, until we get the extender in, work out whether that's able. We're going to be able to connect, because then we can control it temperature-wise remotely. Now we are getting a lot of water dripping at the bottom, and I know condensers do leak, but it's a bit of a design fault. All the water is sitting at the base on this metal plate, so it's obviously coming through this hole here. You're getting a lot of water. So I'm assuming it's just obviously the condensation coming off the actual rad itself. But as you can see, it's dripping a hell of a lot. So you wouldn't think it would just drop into the bottom of the tray. You think it would go into something plastic and then a hose out the back. Obviously what's going to happen eventually is that it's just going to corrode. It's a metal plate and it's dripping out of one hole. But obviously all the water is sitting underneath here, which is a crazy idea. Anyway, if anyone's got any ideas how to change that, let me know. But it's certainly not leaking, I wouldn't have thought. It just does seem a bit weird that the metal tray at the bottom takes all the water and it just sits there, as you can see. Over time, it's just going to corrode the bottom. Anyway, these things aren't designed to last anymore, are they? They're designed to actually fall over and need to be replaced. So the trips are all in as well, as I said to you. I need someone to mark them all up so I know what the hell they all are. This one is actually going to be for heat pump, that's just been connected now. I think this one's going to be for the salt, what's called salt chlorine generator, which is down here. This one here, which I thought was spares, actually for the lights, so that needs to be mounted, that's needed to be connected up. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in here, which are all on, I don't know where the hell they're for. So my electrician will come in, sort out the lights this week, connect up the actual little transformer, and then you can mark up and tell me what the hell everything is. Down here, when you've actually got the heat pump on, you open these 2 valves and you close this one down. That stops the water going straight out to the pool. So it closes it off, forces it down through this pipe here, along this pipe here, into the machine, back out again, along here, out to the pool. So yeah, the return itself just closes down and they open up. When you stop using it, close those down, open that one up. The schedule was my fault. I didn't realise. They just told me now that you just start and stop and it automatically selects a schedule if there's a schedule set. So I was pressing number 2 because that's what I was told it was. Obviously I turned it off and turned it back on again and it automatically selected schedule. So what you've got to do is turn it off, turn it back on again and it automatically selects the schedule. So it's now on 8 to 4. I've been told that this will only run when the pump is on. So obviously at 8 o'clock when that turns off, this won't be able to sense the pump on, which means that won't work. So you don't have to do anything as far as I'm aware where that's concerned. It just literally naturally doesn't work until that comes back on again. So this will go off at 4 at night and so will that. This will come on at 8 o'clock, as will the pump, because they're both in sync with each other. So that's what's going to happen there. And on top of that, I went to Carter's this morning to buy some bits, and I found that they had some cheapy pump equipment there. So I say cheapy, don't mean to be rude. Yeah, so I bought a pole, which the guys didn't have in stock, which was only 40 Bayesian, and then all these different heads. So I got the brush, the metal scourer, like a chalk block, some pH testers, a pipe just in case I need to connect up to the overflow, and a couple of little quick ones like these little bats you can have hanging around for something small. You just grab it, and so yeah, just bought those very quickly, and I've given the pool a quick going over. So giving it a quick brush and try to get out a lot of the actual garbage that's in there. And obviously now the filters are doing their things. It's slightly cloudy, but the pump is doing its thing. And as you can see, we are literally really low at the moment because we've had the pipe turned off. So that white bit's in there, look. That's come from the floor in there. So after brushing it, so I can get those out in a minute as well. But as you can see, I've got most of the stuff off the floor now, and we're quite low down. So we're going to need to put an elbow on that. I mean, in an ideal world, what we should be doing is patching that hole up and re-drilling it lower. That's how we should do it. But obviously what we're going to have to do is turn that elbow down now and have it come back up again. And we're going to need to take that down. So ideally where the level is now, shouldn't really be a lot more higher than it is now. So I'm going to need to measure where that's going to have to be. And then we're going to have to cut that back. So that's something I'm probably going to do tomorrow. Only downside obviously is only a little bit of pipe hanging out the wall, so I'm going to have to cut that and glue another elbow on because that one won't turn. Obviously now it's been glued. So yeah, that's where we are with that. I can go and get my little gizmos out and give this another clean now that some of the stuff off the bottom of the pool's come into here. It might actually be the stuff coming from the pump. Now the pump's been turned on, it might be some of the glue and some of the garbage coming from the pump. That will be coming out the 6 jets at the moment, which by the way, like I would have told you, those 3 there, they're not working. And I've looked at the drawings. For some unknown reason, he's come out of the wall here, he's T-junctioned just above that pipe, so straight away he's T-junctioned into these 3 and then come around here into these 3. Stupid thing to have done. What he should have done was come straight along here past these hoppers, stopped here, T-junctioned to here, and then T'd to there, T'd to there. Well, what he's done is he's come straight into this one here, so obviously the pressure is going straight to these 3 first. I don't know. I don't do pools. That's the last thing I do. I don't do pools, but even I can see straight away if you've got 2 jets there, 2 jets there, and 2 jets there, and you want them to equally have something, you've got to come in centrally. You can't come into one and expect the others to have the same power. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, I've gone back on the actual filming and I've seen obviously with the laying that he's done. So now I know what I know. It's too late. So that's the reason why we're getting quite a bit of pressure out of these 3 and nothing out of those. Now I've tried turning these ones right down to see if I can get anything come out of those, and there's just not enough. So I don't know if it's because of the size of the piping he's used or what, but apart from literally virtually turning that one right off, I don't know what else I can do, because obviously that one's getting the most of the actual pressure because it's right next to the jet itself. So maybe turning that one right down to the point where it's virtually off, that might help these ones. But they're getting virtually nothing at all. So yeah, another story for swimming pool gate, as we can call it. It looks great, don't get me wrong, but shit me. Bodge up here, bodge up on the jets. Still got to get these sorted out. Whatever. But anyway, the wall's looking great. Look, Sherwin is painting away. Look how nice that looks compared to as it did. I'm glad he's got the roller out as well. So yeah, we'll get a couple of coats put on that today. Get those manholes sorted out. And off the back of that, we can start putting some green grass down, and hopefully it'll start looking like a house rather than a construction site. So anyway, I'll leave you to it. I'll check in with you a bit later on. Take care. Okay, so we've now come to the conclusion as to why the tiler man didn't want to come back to take the 2 tiles out. As you can see, I'm covered in dust and stuff everywhere. Because getting those 2 out were an absolute pain in the arse. That's why. So yeah, obviously wasn't going to make a great deal of money coming out and rectifying that anyway, but the aggro and the mess wasn't worth it. So anyway, we've got 2 tiles to go back in there, so I thought I'd just get that done. It's one of those jobs I've been putting off because I knew it wasn't going to come back. But I was kind of hoping he would, but he didn't. So anyway, it was one I was putting off that I just got stuck into. Only took about 15 minutes in all fairness. Without an SDS, it would have been near on, not impossible, but it would have been bloody difficult. I started off just with a chisel because I didn't want to damage any other tiles. I think I may have just slightly nicked a tile there. Even though it was there before, but I think it was me. Damn. So decisions, do I take that down now and replace that bit? I have to have a think about that. Can't see whether he's actually going into this corner or not with this tile, so to get that one out of that corner might be difficult. It looks like he's actually gone up against that tile, so a little bit of grout maybe. Not what I'd normally do, but under the circumstances, it's not the main bathroom. So I'm probably going to get someone to come and cut those 2 in rather than me doing it. But again, saying that, I've got a grinder, so I might give it a go. We'll see. We shall see. It's only cutting a little bit out of there, so obviously this tile comes to here, look. So it's cutting a very little bit out of the top tile, so it's a little zig. So, but again, I'll probably balls it up knowing my luck, so I'll get a tiler to come and do it, clear up the mess and get that finished off. Let me take you out and show you very quickly out here. We have a very different look out the front. So we have a white corner, filled in and stained. Get the front done as well, stain the front, but that looks okay, doesn't it? It's only for some condensers, it doesn't have to be a masterpiece, but it runs and it's solid. Yeah, so it's got a bit of Whitney going on. Sherwin's got Whitney going on. Look at that green, look. Check that out. Check that out, Sherwin. Looks good. Yeah? Look at that. Great colour. So we've still got another coat on here as far as I'm aware. We've got a second coat to go on here. Unless he's already done that, I'll ask him. It does look quite thick. I'm not sure there's a patch there, yeah, so I'd say this is probably still the first coat. And we still got to go over this wall here, which is one we did a while ago, so we need to put a second coat on that wall as well. But I've asked him to physically go around and stop just here so you can't see it, and get the front of down around there, and then do a first coat all the way down the front of the building as well. We were going to leave that, but I said, once you got it out, you might as well give it a go. So that's what we're going to do. We have to put all this back, obviously. But as you can see, 10 times better colour. So with the white on the house and the dark grey here as well, I think it looks absolutely amazing. So let me know in the comments below what you think. I think the dark grey is definitely helping the house segregate. And I think obviously the wall itself with this green, it's going to become more green when the AstroTurf's down. At the moment, like I said just a minute ago, I like it because it's like a grey green, but I think when that turf goes down, it will lighten this grey and it will bring the greener out on the green there, which I was kind of hoping it would stay more of a greeny grey, but then in the sun it really does look green, doesn't it? And that's pretty much it for today. I think we're going to be doing a lot more. It's 20 to 4 now, so shower time, finish off the painting, and then tomorrow is another day. So I will probably continue this video and I'll check in with you tomorrow. Take care. Okay, so we're day 2 of 419, so we're actually 420 today. Half day today just to finish off some painting. So before I carry on blabbering away, thank you to new subscribers. I think we're at 893 today, so nearly the 900 mark. Can we get to that magic 1,000 at some stage in the future? How nice would that be? Weather. It's been absolutely glorious today, but it did just have a bit of a rain, which is a real pain in the backside because Sherwin's just got the first coat of paint on the front of the wall, and now it looks like an absolute bloody mess. Let me show you. So here's looking fine. That was yesterday. Here's got a couple of damp patches all the way down, which is absolutely fine. And again, we've got the stones clawed out, which is nice. We're getting down lower. It's okay till about here, and then the rain really did affect it. So it's made a couple of sort of damp patches, but it's taking it down to the white here, look, or the light grey. That's where the paint's ran. And down here we've got a few more, look. So hopefully it's not going to affect the paint when we go over it and it's finally dried. Here in Barbados it never rains too long. Oh, we've got a black cat. Glitch in the matrix. Whoosh. As you can see here, look, it's run. So need to let that dry off a little bit more and get another coat on there. This paint is not bloody cheap as well, so we need to make sure we get it on there and it stays dry. And apparently the Bajans don't like paint on hedges and plants. So Sherwin's trying his hardest to get it back. He's got bloody green paint everywhere. Anyway. So yeah, I think you'll agree it looks 10 times better in the new colour. When you look at the grey and then on the actual gates here, affecting with the grey-green, looks amazing. So we're just going to take it to here for now. As you can see, we've lined it here, and then we're going to take it down the front and the inside. And then obviously once the inside is actually finished, then we can actually start working on the manholes next. That'll be tomorrow. So we're just doing a second coat down here now and doing the top. So yeah, looks a lot nicer, as you can see. Beautiful. All we're going to be doing today is just the front wall. So why not? Your plant pot. Cost you less. Price smart, sorry. 83 Bajan plus tax. Nice. My wife wanted to bring some round into the complex. Because we are very square, obviously. Anyway, I'll check with you a bit later on once the wall's finished. And then we'll start on the manholes tomorrow. Get those obviously re-benched in and get them stained. And then we can actually get this grass down and make the front of the house look nearly finished. Give me some comments and a thumbs up below, and I'll check on with you soon. Thank you. Okay, finished off with the coats, bless him. Let me show you what it looks like. I think you'd agree the green grey looks 10 times better than the grey did. What I need to do now is just sell a kidney so I can afford some of the actual wood slats for the paints. That was the intention. At the moment they look a bit bare, obviously, because we're intending to put the actual wood slats on there. One thing I will do is I'm going to nip down to one of the DIY centres in a minute. I'm going to see whether I can actually get one of the composite decks. I'm going to see if I can actually try and cut one down into the sizes relevant and see what it looks like. I would have thought cutting it down, it shouldn't bow like a Woodwood. So yeah, fingers crossed. If I can buy one of those and cut it down and it works, then we could probably put the composite decking on here. It would look 10 times. Well, it would look just as good, but it should last 10 times better. So I'm going to go and try and give that a go. But today, that's all we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be shooting off in a minute, as is Sherwin. He's got a half day, picking up stones in the road. So yeah, pretty much that's all we're going to be doing today. It's going to be a real change. So I might check in a little bit later on just to finish things off. But all good in the hood so far. So I'll check in with you guys a bit later on. But thank you for watching. And in the meantime, don't forget to give me some comments. That'd be great. Thank you.